Hey there. I have a question for you to ask yourself. It's a very personal question, and you may even need to take a moment and sit with it. But do you believe that it is possible for you to live a life seizure-free? Well, I believe that it's possible for you to live a life seizure-free because I believed that I could live a life seizure-free, and I am. After getting diagnosed with epilepsy when I was 15, I lived most of my life with seizures, and along with all of the pain of seizures, until I got pregnant. When I got pregnant, which was very scary, I was nervous about being pregnant and having seizures, definitely, but my seizures went away, and that was wonderful. And I was wondering, like, afraid, are they going to come back after I have the baby? They did not come back for a while, but they did come back. And they came back, and I re-experienced everything that comes along with it. I re-experienced the deep physical pain and suffering that my body would go through, the emotional pain and turmoil that I would go through, knowing that this could happen at any moment. And then I start feeling trapped and confined in my space and having to rely on other people and not really confident or sure about the other people's reactions and feelings towards having to take care of me. All of these aspects really started coming back into play full force. And I was still working on my journey of trying to sort through this and figure it out, but I was really actually quite clueless until I ended up having a moment that really changed my whole perspective, shifted me up. It like put me into overdrive, let's say. And that is when I had a seizure while I was babysitting my baby nephew. And I ended up, I was laying down with my legs up, and I put him in between my legs, like just leaning up against my legs. Well, in the seizure, my legs kind of opened up and then came in and just started squishing the life out of this child, like really hard. You know how we get really tense and squeeze up. And luckily, his cousin was there. He woke up, he heard what was going on, came in, and he had to like really try hard to pry the baby away from me. And that had a huge effect on me as far as like, wow, I'm gonna be putting people's lives in danger. This is absolutely unacceptable. All right, I surrender. I am going to go back on this medication. And I did. And I was on the medication for about 3 months, and people, oh, that was the worst. It was worse almost than having seizures because I wasn't me. My whole brain was dumbed down. I walked around numb. I walked around like I was in a fog all the time. It was just, I couldn't do it. It was not for me. Then I'm thinking again, I'm like, hey, I lived seizure-free before, and I'm sure that this can happen again. So treading the pathway, I've discovered it. I have discovered what to do. And it is the most amazing, freeing feeling to be able to have control of your seizures. And the key is, and I know this is key for everybody across the board, whether you have epileptic or non-epileptic seizures, it is to relax and calm the central nervous system. You got to relax and calm that whole system and release the tension in it. And I have discovered very specific techniques to do that through using your breath and through using deep relaxation techniques and focusing and these different things. Now that sounded very, when people say breath is fundamental to everything, my initial reaction is that's pretty general or pretty shallow. But then as I experienced what was actually happening and that I was able to start releasing, like calming myself down before I had seizures, or when I feel triggers coming on, getting myself to just stay really relaxed so they didn't increase and turn into a seizure. And lo and behold, I haven't had a seizure now for years. And what I want to offer to you is for you to be able to believe that this is possible for you. And to realize that I am here to support you. I can help support you and teach you these techniques. And if you are interested, if you do believe that it's possible for you, if you do believe there's another way of life, or maybe you don't believe but you want to believe, then please, I ask you to reach out to me and let's have a conversation. It's a free conversation where I'll give you some of my best information about what you can do and maybe even how I can help you. So reach out to me, and I look forward to working with you on lessening the seizures through your life.